Why do we fear our shadow or our dark side? When I start sessions with people, that's what really blocks going into the heart. It's the box, it's the mind, okay? It starts with the mind. Now, a lot of us know we have stress, but we can't determine all the time what causes our stress. What are the thoughts or what are the emotions that are creating that stress in you? Just this week, I had a client and I asked, well, how do you feel? I feel a lot unpleasant. Well, what kind of unpleasant? And they couldn't even determine which emotion that was really bugging them the most, okay? So that's what I mean by going into the shadow. What is the shadow? That's a lot of the time people don't understand it. So I'm showing you my stick man and I'm putting the box around the head because that's what we're trying to do, is get the box more flexible. This is the box. We're so rigid in our beliefs that that's what causes more stress. So these negative thoughts that you're getting, or that stress that you're getting in everyday life, I want you to see how much it provokes your daily life and how it trickles its way down into your emotions and into your body. A lot of people just think that thoughts are like this, they go and they come. They don't get at how much it affects their body. I mean, I was shocked about 3-4 years ago when I started doing yoga and the psychosomatic, and I started realizing, oh my God, how much stuff was stuck in my body. So when I look at these different negative thoughts, I ask you questions to pinpoint what is coming out and what is causing your stress. So today I want to look at some of those stresses that I see often in clients, and I want to start with finances. Now, when someone is having issues with their money, and even when they're not, they can still stress of, in case I don't have enough, in case I lose it, okay? And if you don't have money, you want to find it. How do you find it? How do you get it? What do you need to do? So these thoughts in the finances, if you're in survival, if you're constantly struggle to make ends meet, that's always playing in that box and creating feelings, I can't, I'm not enough, I'm powerless, I'm helpless, I don't know what to do, I have nobody, I'm alone. All of this plays again in the background. Now, because most of us are disassociated or we repress our stuff, we don't even know we're doing this because we think that's just normal. It's just daily life or daily stress, and we say, go forward, deal with it. Well, when stress keeps building, that's the problem. If you have no real place to vent or to release or to understand your thinking, that becomes the problem. Now, if you look on the other side of my box, if you have past or current trauma that's going on, that really creates more drama in yourself. It really accentuates the negative thinking, and that's what starts going into the emotions and then into the body. So if you have PTSD or you suffered any kind of abuse, sexual, physical, religious, I've had that lately. There's so many different verbal abuse, bullying. There's so much bullying in high school and also in office spaces. I've seen that. So these issues, even if you're the perpetrator or even if you're the victim in this trauma, it still bugs you at the back of your head. It's always playing a song. So if you have other things coming into you, this is being triggered. Even if it's years ago, 20 years ago, it doesn't matter. You may think, yeah, I'm fine with it. I can talk about it. I don't get emotional. No, you repressed it so deep or disassociated so far away from it that you can't even recall it. I've had clients who blacked out all that trauma. They had no more memory until we had to trigger what's going on in them for them to come to the light. And then they're wondering why they're so, burnt out, depressed, stressed, and anxious. It's all these kinds of sentences playing in your brain. It can be relationships. This is often why people come to me. Relationship with their child, with their spouse, with themselves. We forget we have our own relationship with ourselves. So anything around your partner, your kids, family members, friends, colleagues, it's all coming to trigger you. So when you come home, that's why we need to decompress. That's why maybe a lot of us are self-medicating, because all this stress is really getting to you. And we keep going. Then you're afraid of your appearance, whatever that may be. Body shape, clothes, aging, status, being good at school. I mean, we can just go on your appearance, maybe your skin or your features. There's always something to criticize on you. And that's also playing in your brain and giving you lots of negative thoughts about yourself. In the background, you're going, I'm not enough. I'm bad. I suck. I'm disgusting. I'm ashamed. I'm guilty. Whatever you're saying, this is all being triggered by all these sentences, and that's the shadow. Now, even at work, your boss, competition, results, performance, keeping the job. Maybe you're doing many jobs. You're not sleeping. That triggers more your body and your mind if you're not sleeping well. And I think most people don't sleep well because of this, playing again. And then the world loves to sensationalize everything. So the economy, the violence, the wars, the AI. I mean, do you understand how much people, why they're afraid of the shadow? This is why. All these stresses triggering you, triggering your past experiences, are giving you lots of sentences in your subconscious. Now, when you repress and when you disassociate, you may not be thinking in the forward in your everyday life, but in the subconscious, where 90% of who you are is in there, that's what's creating your negative reality. That. Even though here you think you're good, because I had people pleasers coming, they're happy people, everything's fine in their family, and they've got cancer. We've heard of those stories. Why? Well, sometimes when I start doing those sessions in these people, they discover a lot of the time they have deep sadness, deep anger they're not aware of, because you're not going deep. You're not searching in yourself. I think we underestimate the deepness of who we are, and that's really unfortunate, because in that deepness, there's abilities, there's a lot of knowledge that you have that's not just from this life, but other lives. There's so much more. And the connection with your heart, with your guides, with your soul, they give you information to navigate this journey. Because if you're living in this, in a world that loves to bombard you with so much fear and insecurity, that tell you if you go in and you're dysfunctional and it's going to be chaotic and you can't function and do your 3 jobs and get the money to survive, to eat, have the roof over your head, how? How do you search in yourself? This is what is going wrong in our world. All we do is we keep going forward and there's no self-reflection. There is no looking at what's going on in me and where does it come from. The first time I did my session, I started regression therapy, and it was my turn to go down and to have the session. And as I'm walking up the stairs and I'm going to the room, I'm shaking, I'm terrified, because it's like an unknown, this uncertainty. What the hell am I gonna see? And I'm literally shaking him and telling the person who's gonna be my therapist, because we're practicing on each other, "Oh, what the hell is going on? I don't know what this is. What does this mean?" And I'm asking her questions and she's looking at me, "I don't know." We have to see. And once I go down, all the emotions came spilling out. And people go, "Whoa, that's so spooky." Yes, it is, because you haven't looked at your stuff. You've been waiting for years for this buildup. So obviously when you open the cupboard and look at your monster, it's freaking huge. It's got teeth, it's got claws, it's got all kinds of shapes that's telling you not to go there. You may even have pain in your body because your head doesn't want you to look because it's terrified of how you're going to handle it. Belly pain. I have people had huge, headaches before they did sessions because they're terrified. Fear, people, is what blocks us, okay? And if you fear yourself, that's why it's hard to navigate your world, if you fear you. So I always say to people, your soul comes from an unconditional love. It wants you to go in. It wants you to heal yourself, and it wants you to be the best version of you to thrive. But all you need to do is start baby steps. Start just peeking behind the door to look at your monster, because you think it's really bad. It's the imagination creating this feeling, oh my God, it's going to be so bad, especially if you had a lot of trauma or are still living trauma right now, where you're in the corner and you don't even have the strength to get up. And that's what's hard, to pick you up and take the first step and say, help, help. We're all in this together. We are all the same. I've done this for 15 years and seen so many people. And all I understand more and more every day is, my God, we're all the same. We're all in pain. We're all trying to hide it. We're all trying to pretend we're fine over here, but we're not. The world is not doing well, and we know it. And we're putting our hands on our eyes and pretending it's not there. But we're being bombarded every day. The news, your work, your kids coming home from school with problems, your spouses, your family, disease. What does this mean? When you start going into the dark, what I'm looking for is, what's the sentence? When you get every pressure here, it makes me feel like I'm what? Now, next time you come home or you're at the office, you're in your car, you're in the subway, and you're triggered. In that moment, instead of lashing out, trying to get away with it, distract, just ask yourself, this moment makes me feel like I'm what? Failure? Not enough? Small? Worthless? All these words. And if you notice that every time you're triggered, every time you ask yourself that question, without putting blame, without putting judgment or criticizing to the world, just taking a moment to feel how you feel in that moment and finding this sentence. And if you notice that it's repeating and repeating every time you've got a trigger. Now, if you're telling me I'm feeling bad, no, that doesn't work. That's not deep. I want to know what kind of bad, what kind of sad, because there's a million of us that are sad, but you're sad specifically to you based on all of this. You're unique. You can't compare. There's no point. I could tell you every session of every person I've ever did is unique. Not one past life is the same. There could be similarities, but never everything the same. I say a lot that we're the same, but different. There's always these little unique things that make you, okay? So even though we may have, I'm a failure, I'm worthless, I'm powerless, whatever may be here, we can have a million of us having the same sentence. But this is unique, people, to you. And this is what you have to take baby steps in. It's slowly allowing your mind to go into your heart, going into a theta wave, and that takes time. You have to learn to meditate or get some sessions where someone can guide you in. And those are all things I'm going to show you as the videos go on. You can do this. You can heal. If all of us could heal our shadow, what kind of world would we live in? Think about it.